Hey guys, thank you for tuning in once more with me, your favorite host, Miss D. I have a pretty dope surprise for you guys. That's right. Go to the show notes or also go to my website, which you can find the link on my social media platforms. And we now have a code for you guys to try out. Click that link for your Audible Premium Plus free trial. That's right. You guys can click that link and log into it. Well, basically, you're going to set up your Audible Premium Plus free trial, right? It is a free trial for 30 days. And what you get from this is 1 credit for an Audible book. For some of y'all who are Amazon Prime members, you get 2 credits and you're able to listen to an audiobook of your choice. This is a 30-day free trial, which means you technically have 30 days to listen to your audiobook of your choice. And here's the kicker. You are also able to tune into podcasts now on Amazon. That's right. So you can listen to the show on there too. So go to my show notes or to my website. Again, you can find that in the show notes as well, or my social media platforms, and click the link to set up your Audible Premium Plus free trial courtesy of Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast. Now, let's get this show started. Welcome to Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast. I am your host, Miss D. On this weekly show, you will tune in to discussions of different topics about today's society, culture, and adulthood. Of course, there's always juicy conversation with a little bit of love and plenty of sex. And let's not forget the stories of all relationships and the mess with relationships. Join me every week along with my friends and guests to get your dose and keep it raw on everything and anything. And remember, no topic is off limits. All right, guys. Oh my God, I'm not even halfway through the glass. All right, we ready?
I'm ready.
We're ready. Welcome back, guys, to another week and another episode on Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast. I am your host, Miss D, and you guys are tuning in to, listen, brace yourself, fair warning. It's not a trigger warning. Well, it might be a trigger warning to some of y'all. I don't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
But warning, this is going to be a little bit explicit and very outspoken and opinionated and vibrant and saucy and maybe spicy. I don't know. I could keep going here, but just brace yourselves. Yes, okay?
Please.
Here today, I have a long time coming. Some of y'all may already know that laugh. That laugh is legendary in my book.
Listen. Okay?
I have for you guys here, Keepinitcourtt, 1/5 of the WineDown Crew.
Yes, the WineDown Crew podcast is 1/5. I'm happy to be here. It's been a long. Listen, Daisy, we definitely have to get you on because, listen, it's like you're with us all the time.
All the time. You know, I love my people, and I love just listening to everybody talk their shit.
Yes.
This is a fucking tough ass world.
A lot it is. I don't know how we're doing it still.
I don't know. 2021. There was a meme I saw that said that they were returning. They're not making it to their 30-day return policy of 2021. They're giving it out. I saw a meme like that, and I was like,
yeah.
Can we do that?
No, I saw one this morning that said 2021 is just 2020 with bangs, and I fell out. I said, you know what? That's accurate. I believe that. It's not wrong with a bang, but with some bangs in the front. But sometimes it's not for everybody.
It's not. It's not. Quick fun story. I definitely was one of those kids who thought she could be cute and cut her own bangs. And I definitely got slapped a few times by my mama for doing that.
Wow.
I done fucked up my hair a few times.
You cut your own bangs?
My own bang. I would never share a picture though. Ever.
I wouldn't
ever.
See.
We're kids, right? We don't know. Yeah, so exactly. Here we were stretching out the whole fucking hair.
Yeah, it's like uneven.
So we cut and then the fucking hair shrinks. And so what I look like, a whole ass mess. But
oh my God, that's hilarious.
I might find a fucking picture and post it. I don't know. Okay, so I actually wanted to make a real quick announcement to my listeners. It's like a news, like, hey guys, check out what Miss D did. And I wanted to get it out the way as of now. A few episodes ago, when I had for the New Year's Eve episode, I had discussed with her that I wasn't sure if I was going to get the COVID vaccine. And so I just wanted to put it out there and share, because this is a very transparent and raw talk conversation. I did decide and went ahead to get the vaccine. So I did do it. 48 hours later, I'm surviving. I'm still alive. I'm not going to lie. The first 24 hours was very tough. I honestly did not know what the fuck was going on with my whole damn body. Like, it was insane, but I did it. I did get a little anxious. I got very anxious in like the real moment, in the real time. I'm not gonna lie. I took a deep breath in and I started crying. Like, it was, I don't know what triggered me. I think maybe it was just like the shit got real. Shit got real for me at that moment. And I don't know if it was a sense of relief or a sense of more fear. I just know this bitch sat down, thought she was gonna take this vaccine like a G, and she did, but she cried. I'm just saying. For those of you who are thinking about getting it, kudos to you. Just be prepared for it mentally, emotionally, physically. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with my audience that I actually did this shit.
Do you know, which one did you get? Was it the
I do know which one I got.
Okay.
I got the Pfizer.
Okay,
I did get the Pfizer. Okay. And listen, there's been several reports. Oh, you know, this many people got the Pfizer and they died, or this many people got the Moderna and they died. And it's like, it's not that I'm like trying to avoid those reports because like, oh my God, I'm gonna die.
Right.
Death is part of life. And so it can happen to anyone at any given moment.
Right.
And so after 2020, boy, when I tell you my faith has been tested before that, but I've learned how to pray to God again. Yeah. That's where we are today.
Okay.
And so I have to go back in a few weeks to get the second dose.
Okay.
And I'll let y'all know how those first 24 hours go.
So after you get your double dose, you let us know how that goes. A little segue.
Honestly, Pfizer owes me. So does Moderna. I'm just saying, after I get the double dose, it's going to be a double dose. All right. So that was the quick announcement I wanted to make. Anybody has any questions, you can slide in my DMs. Okay. So anybody who knows this show, I always start with an icebreaker.
Yes, we love icebreaker.
We always like icebreakers. And this one is going to be called, you remember the show? I don't know if you've ever watched this. Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah.
Have you ever? Okay. So this is something like that.
Like, whose line is it?
Yeah, whose line is it? So I actually called it Finish That Line or Verse.
Okay.
And so I will read a line.
Okay.
Maybe I'll rap it or sing it. I don't know. And you would have to either finish it or you would have to tell me who's the singer or rapper and so on. Of pure like transparency, these are totally going to be sexual songs. So don't come for me. Or you want me to start? I mean,
I have a couple songs, but I just want to see where it's going before I go like raunchy. You
can go raunchy.
Oh, okay.
Me.
Well, great. Okay. Because that's that's like that's part of my brand. I try to give, every facet of me on the podcast, but, let me see. Because I have several songs that I was like, is this appropriate? But it's Double Dose of Raw Talk with Miss D. So at this point, it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to take us to this. I'm going to start off with this one first. The lyric goes, hold on, I'm thinking about I'm having a flashback. I'm so sorry, I'm getting hot.
It's okay. I've been hot since I got here.
So, I got an ass so big like the sun. Hope you got a mouth full of dick I want to run. Do you know the rest of the lyrics? Or you know who the artist is? You know this.
I know it. You know what probably happened? I probably had sex to it.
I'm sure you have. We talked about this before.
Oh, damn. I'm like biting my finger.
I'll give you 2 clues. It's a female rapper.
Yes.
From Miami.
Is it Trina?
Yes, it is.
Oh, please. I'm like, I know this.
You know the song.
Oh, I got hot. Guys, oh my God. This is a bad icebreaker. This should not be called an icebreaker at all.
Yeah, no. The ice is already defrosted.
That's it.
It's wet over here.
The body heat in here is serious.
The song Trina. Is Look Back at Me. Yeah. Featuring Killer Mike.
Yeah. I'm like, I know I fucked.
A little fun fact, when that song came out, I was too young to be singing that. I was in high school.
You know what? That's been my whole life.
And that explains a lot about me now. So
Yeah. Well, you know what? On this show, there's no secret. I'm very upfront about it. I've been fucking for a very long time.
Me too.
And from a very young age. And so it is what it is. It's my truth. It's my story. I fucking did the shit. And yeah, my man back then used to make sex CDs for me. There was the sex CD part 1 and 2.
Oh wow, we had a series.
Yeah, there was a series.
Oh.
As our relationship progressed, he had to, how there's like volume 1 and then volume 2. It's like
Okay.
you got to keep up with the time. So that's what he
spicy.
did. All right, so here we go. Here's my lyrics. Okay. Here's another one and another one. Some say the X make the sex best. Spectacular. Make me lick you from the neck to your back, then you're shivering, tongue delivering, chills up that spine. That ass is mine.
Oh, I know the song, but I don't know the actual song title. But I know the artist. It's Biggie.
Give it to me.
It's
Yes,
Biggie.
it's Biggie. Yes.
Some say that.
Fuck you tonight.
Yep. That's what the song is. I'm like, I know this. I know this.
The shit is though, like to actually have to sit here and recite the shit like without being
like
drunk.
It's like spoken word. It's like, oh yes, I feel that in my Shando.
I know this sounds so much better when I'm drunk.
Yes, it's the song goes. Let me tell you what I want to do. Let me show you that I'm feeling you. Wanna sex, wanna ride with you. Wanna taste, wanna put my lips all over you.
Can't get enough of you.
Hey, period. What's the song, Daisy? What's the song?
I think it's, is it Peaches and Cream?
Oh, yeah.
I'm here singing the damn thing, and I'm like, is it Peaches and Cream?
That's the song. Period. Peaches and Cream. That was a bop when that came out.
PD.
What I was going to sing first was it's the S, the L, the I, the M, but I was like, that's not freaky.
No, that's not.
But that was the intro of the song. Everybody was like, oh, it's Slim. It's 112 Peaches and Cream.
It's Slim. First of all, let me just say this. I had a boyfriend, the same one who did the sex CDs, that thought he could sing like Slim. Shout out to him.
Oh, no.
And I mean, he made a great effort. He really couldn't, but he definitely would get me in the mood.
Okay.
Maybe I was just in love or stigmatized. Who knows? I don't know.
Or maybe both, Maybe
both.
It's a hell of a combination. It's like tequila on the wrong night, or Hennessy.
It sure is. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm gonna hit you with one.
Okay,
This one's a little slow.
Okay.
I like it when you lose it. I like it when you go there. I like the way you use it. I like that you don't play fair. Let me know if you want to keep going.
Yeah, keep going. I don't know what this is. It sounds familiar.
Recipe for a disaster. When I'm just trying to take my time. Stroke is getting deep and faster. You're screaming like I'm out of line.
Oh, I do not know this. This an R&B singer?
Who came to make sweet love, not me.
Oh, it's Tank. I knew this.
It was at the WSO because your face was like.
Because I'm like, wait a minute.
I've heard this.
I've played this. I've done things to this.
It's
I know the song. It's When We.
It is when we. When I tell you. when I had some. It was definitely no when we. But Lord Jesus, I mean, it's disgusting. I have nothing else to say. It's disgusting at this point. Yes,
that's a song.
That's a song.
Well, since you mentioned R&B, I have to go to my playlist.
Yes, let's
I have
go
several
for it.
playlists. Even though on the show I definitely mentioned nobody makes playlists anymore. When Chad mentioned it a year ago, I didn't lie. I just told a little story.
Okay, I hear you.
So let me get this lyrics up, and it's not coming up, but I know the song word for word, line for line.
So hit me with it.
It's perfectly fine. Okay. So he says, the line goes. Ain't never been a man want anything as much as I want you. The sun don't come up till morning, so tonight there's no excuse. Hold on. Just like the cloud rain outside, I'll make your love come down. So baby, now it's time. Just can't wait no more. I'ma give you what your body's been crying for. Or whatever he said. And if you tell me yes, I'll lay it down. And we ain't gotta rush, just play around. We're doing like we've never done before. So go and lock that door. Baby, don't worry, cause I'll be gentle. And then you know this song. You know this.
You see my face,
and
right?
I think Tank may have wrote this. I'm not really sure, but it sounds like a Tank song to me. So I'm gonna
need you to tell me because it's at the tip of my fucking tongue.
Okay. So it's Naked by Marcus Houston.
Oh, and I used to totally envision Marcus Houston naked.
Yeah. Listen, I don't blame you.
Jesus Christ, let me take a sip. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
please. Lubricate your throat.
Yes. Oh, Lord Jesus. It's been a while. Okay. That's open to discussion, but okay.
Wow.
Okay. All right. So it goes, sedate me.
Already know.
Salacious,
Already
salty.
know. It's Miguel. Use me. Period. I play that every time I
all the time.
entertain.
All the time. All the time. Miguel, use me.
All you had to say was
Jesus.
to sedate me. I said, yeah.
Sedate me, right? But you know what? A lot of people don't know that.
Yo, that song is like
everything. Ugh.
Listen,
Ugh.
listen. If these was could talk.
Business. All right. So it's your turn. Go.
Yes. So I have this is my last one, the fourth one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me make this one a good one. You have Daisy. You have to get this. You have to get this.
Okay. Guys, it's been a while. No, it hasn't.
I'm sure you know this. Hold on. I'm trying to get the part I want to know you're going to get it. He's trying to set me up. No, you're going to get it when I say this. Okay.
I'm laughing.
I'm going to give a spoken word performance of this. I'm going to give it in like a Caucasian voice. So it goes.
Oh, Caucasian.
So I'm going to throw you off. So
okay.
It goes, don't stop. Go deeper, baby, deeper. You feel so good. I'm going to cry. That is the lyric. And I know you know this.
Oh my God, you're totally throwing me off.
I want to. You know this. You know this song. Okay,
shit. So no. Fuck.
Hold on. Let me.
Oh my God, that sounded like I was Jesus. I'm sorry, guys. Oh my God.
I'll go further on the up the verse. Okay. So it goes. Don't mind if I light candles. I like to watch us play.
Oh my God.
It's
like at the tip of my fucking tongue. Like I've done things to it.
I know you have. This song came out before I was even fucking. I can tell you that. And I was singing it at the age of 6.
No, you was not the age of 6.
Listen, I love, outside of Mariah Carey, I definitely love this woman as well.
Wait, so it's a man or a woman?
It's a woman. You need a hint?
Yeah.
Okay. So she used to date Jermaine Dupri. She's a sibling of an iconic musical family. Michael Jackson's little sister. Not LaToya Jackson.
Not LaToya, it's Janet.
Yes, it is Janet.
But wait, which song? Oh my God. I did fuck to that song.
I know you did, because I have several times.
Shit, I did fuck to that song.
That's the way love goes. Don't mind if I light candles. I like the watches.
Your Caucasian accent was amazing.
I know, it threw you off. See,
it threw me off because you saw how I was repeating it, and I was like, it's hitting me. And where am I? I totally fucked to that song.
You should have arched it back a little bit. Maybe you would have got it.
I know.
And go deeper, baby, deeper. I'm like, she's gonna get this.
You know what? That's the one that got me I've said that before while the song has been playing. Mm-hmm. But what song is it? I am ashamed of myself. You know what this means? This means I'm not having enough sex.
Yeah, we need to fix this. I don't know what's going on.
I need to fix it, and I will, guys. I will. I'm getting there.
Okay.
We're improving on the time schedule. Some of us are just essential workers. We're just busy. We're entrepreneurs.
And you just kind of got the vaccine, so
And I did, so I need a little bit of a break.
Technically, it's kind of like a pandemic, so we understand, but definitely
it's a little bit like that, right?
Mm-hmm,
so we got to be careful, every 14 days.
Yeah,
something like that. It's something like that. All right. So I'm gonna hit you with the last one.
Okay.
This one is a classic. I will never get over this song.
God,
I will never get tired of it.
I hope I get it.
I'm sure you are, because who doesn't know the song? And for anybody who has a criticism about me loving this song, y'all could go fly several kites. All right. Okay. So.
Oh my God, I'm nervous.
Don't be. All right. Ready?
Alrighty.
All right. Sitting here flossing, peeping your stilo. Just once, if I have the chance, the things I would do to you, you and your body, every single portion, send chills up and down your spine, juices flowing down your thigh.
Oh my God, oh no. Hold on.
I hit you with the second verse, but I can hit you with the first one.
Please. Because I'm
okay, it's fair. Ready?
I'm ready.
Some of y'all probably already know which one it is. I'm just a bachelor.
Oh, nope. That's what you got to say. It's Genuine and it's Pony. The Magic Mike theme song. Actually, listen, we have videos of London doing a whole chair dance at a party.
I need to see
with the cowgirl hat and everything.
I would pay to see those videos.
That was at an original WineDown before the podcast. It was real spicy.
Really?
And London does splits when she's real drunk.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I might need
it's
a London
spicy.
101.
Yeah, I have to post a video. Well, I'm gonna ask. Well, we have.
You gotta ask her.
Magic Michelle was her nickname.
Magic Michelle.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, Double Dose ain't got nothing on no Magic Michelle.
Yeah,
I'm just
Magic
saying.
Mike wasn't doing what Magic Michelle was doing. Listen,
I may need to step my game up a little bit. Let me just say this. Let me get this out the way because it's totally part of the agenda. First of all, that icebreaker was totally hot and spicy, and I might have to hit someone up. So shout out to everybody that's been able to do the Busted Challenge.
Oh yeah.
Some of y'all just like absolutely flawless to it. Some of y'all are very comical. I love the funny ones, the ones that just catch me off guard. I'm not gonna lie. I did attempt.
Okay.
I was very successful.
Okay.
I did not record it because I wanted to see, Miss D, do you still got it? Do these 35 and fine knees still got it? And it turns out I do still got it.
Okay.
Shout out to my knees.
Okay. Hey knees.
And then, hey knees. And then I was like, you know what? There's nothing I don't discuss with my kid, right? Because you see how I publicly post myself up, right? And I just have a lot of communication, open communication for my kid. My kid is a teenager, so and he's a young man. So I bring things to the table to him, like, listen, mom wants to post this. This is the project I'm working on. So when I tried this, I was like, I'm just trying it out, just to see how it goes. And he was like, look, like, I like that you asking me, mom, but I don't think it's for you to post that. And I was like, and I get it, I understand. He's like, you should probably keep that. I was like, very good. You know what? You're very right. But I did attempt and I was very successful. Wow. I just want to say for all of you who can do this so effortlessly and flawlessly, and y'all still got 25 and under knees, please cherish those knees, work them, make them strong. So by the time that you're 35, you can still bust it down.
And make sure when you're doing other activities outside of the Busted Challenge, prior to your knees getting old like ours, make sure you have support when you're doing other activities with your knees, because they will fail you.
They will. It comes to a point where it's like, what the fuck happened? Like, I'm so confused. I'm looking at myself and it's like, I love my body. Like, I love who I am and how I look, and I've embraced my curves and all that, but my knees got to work with me here. Like, we used to get it together.
Oh my God, I have a question. Sorry, it's the podcast for me. I'm so sorry.
It's okay, go ahead.
So, do your knees fail you when you're, yeah, I can say that because, we're friends. When you're riding, so when you ride, do you like to ride it? Like, do you ride? Like, do you like to ride?
I do. Okay. I do reverse primarily because I love it.
Okay, so do you need like supports when you do that, or are you like on your knees with it? Like,
no, I'm on my knees.
Oh,
I'm on my knees.
Oh,
like I think actually that's when I've debilitated my knees.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
I actually have been very successful. Debilitated. That sounded terrible.
It's not like, oh my God, are you alright?
Oh my God, like this is not conducive behavior or activity.
Warning: don't do this.
The doctor should have told me this during my annual. Like, ma'am, at this point, you should probably start debilitating your knees. I do tend to do a lot, but this is mostly like with when I have a frequent partner. Okay. So and this is so relevant to the conversation, right? Because I go through my phases. Where I have a frequent partner who I am very dedicated to.
Okay. I like that word.
Yes, dedicated. And so the activities get very active. There's levels to this shit. So I won't squat ride for everybody, or I won't squat bounce for everybody.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Like, you have to be on some different level to get.
You gotta like climb up the ladder,
bounce on that dick in squat position. That's a lot of work, and I take a lot of pride in my squat techniques.
As you should.
I go to the gym.
We see you in the gym. We see you. We see you. We see you working out.
Like, I've been doing my shit. So listen. Yeah. But I don't feel the pain that much then.
Yeah, because. See, I have a theory on that. So because there's something else happening while you're doing that, it's not really much pain going on because it's like, other things happening, other, pleasure zones are like, being, worked.
That makes sense though.
But when you're just like, trying to dance and, it's like, you hear that little, like my knees be popping.
Like, little crack.
That little, you're like, oh, okay, so I'm going to sit the fuck down. What's going on?
It's a little crack. I know. I've been hearing it more in the last
Yeah, I
year
didn't
and a
have
half.
that before I broke my femur, but that was a whole nother story. And I'll tell
It's
you
a
that.
whole.
Listen, I was like, what is not this? Not these aches and pains. I'm only 30. I'll be 31 soon. What the hell is going
First
on?
of all, I just need to know, was this broken femur an injury?
No, I wish it. No, I wish it was an injury of sex. I really wish it was, but it definitely was not. It was me not being careful on the steps.
Okay. Okay.
And the steps in my house are the back in the day, like 1990 hardwood floor steps. So it's like
one of those.
Yeah, not the cheap little plywood that's in the house. No shade to the new houses, but the house that we live in, it's the old hardwood.
Oh yeah, it's legendary.
That you gotta make sure you polish and mop. So yeah, I had every step coming down. Really quick. I had a bag of chips in my hand, my cell phone, and some chicken. Real ghetto, real black. And I was on the phone, but I did not let my chicken or my chips fall.
Okay.
So
I was gonna ask.
So I sacrificed my whole entire body for food. Because I was not trying to buy another bag of chips or get some more chicken. And
that's right.
In hindsight, I probably should let the chicken go.
Why?
Because I could have grabbed on something. I just fell. It's
all I would have protected the chicken and the chips.
So my chicken, my phone, and all the personal things that I enjoyed at the time were safe. My body was not, and fell onto the bottom of the steps, and I laughed when I fell because it was funny. And I couldn't move, so I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to call you back because I can't. I need to go to the hospital because my shit is broke."
He's like, "I'm gonna call you right back."
And that was the worst birthday ever. Like,
it was your birthday.
My birthday was the next day, so I had surgery that morning. Like, happy birthday! I'm like, fuck you guys.
Oh my god!
But it was the worst birthday ever. Like, but I had the best drugs. Like, morphine is awesome. Well, not
morphine is awesome.
Don't do drugs, guys. I'm just saying, in the hospital,
don't do drugs, right?
For the pain I was experiencing, morphine was awesome, and I was like, oh.
His knees are still good.
Yeah, listen, still right. Listen.
I know. Just keep them strong, man. Because
as long as you can mount the horse, it's perfectly fine. As long as you can get up on the horse, it's all right.
I mean, let me just flip my hair a little bit. I have yet to have anybody complain on this side, so
say that.
Okay, so I mean, I'm just saying, I just need to take ownership of where I need to strengthen these knees up a little bit. I'm gonna definitely start training a little harder with my trainer. Yeah. All right. So with all that knee talk, and my conversation about dedication and when I only have one versus when I am a very liberal woman. I want to dive right into the first segment is as far as it gets. No topic is off limits from the host to the guest and vice versa. So we're going to dive right in. And this one I'm going to call Freak Like Me. Shout out to Adina Howard.
Period.
One of my top songs ever, but I wasn't going to sing it because I've sang it before in another episode.
You have.
But I sure have. So I want to dive right into, and the irony of this shit, sexuality still being censored. The reason why is because I am a very sexual woman. Court knows this. A lot of you listeners know this. I am very vocal about it and I'm very free about it. But lately, and it's been on the news and it's been all over social media, there's a lot of companies, Instagram, Facebook, with all these companies merging and buying out each other. There's a lot of sexual education, sexual health pages being censored, shadow banned, being taken down. And I mentioned her to you, Lena the Plug. She actually had posted about that the other day. Ironically enough, they almost came for her maternity page too. Recently, I had seen the page for Erotic Boudoir, whom I've had on my show before. They have also been flagged a lot. They've had to create a backup page. And then also Sexual Essentials is another page that I follow. Very educative, very transparent on the platform of education and, of course, sexuality. And they have also been getting shadow banned. And so my question to you is, and your thoughts, of course, is, in the times that we are today, and, I would think by now, people would know how to be comfortable with this shit. I am not sure if I understand the why it's happening, because I've heard some things, or if it even matters that there's a why. I feel like there's other things that we could be, censoring, maybe hate crimes or, plots against the Capitol. I don't know. But we're banning sexuality concepts, sexuality education. I wanted to get your thoughts on that a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure. I can't say I get why it's happening. What I can say, and this tells a little bit about me. Pornhub is like, what's going on? Like, all of my favorite videos are gone. Like, what's
All of them.
happening? Like,
All of them. That was the other thing.
what is happening? So, I'm not really sure in reference to like what this new ban is, like why. Like, I think it started with Tumblr first, and then kind of just
Mm-hmm.
like snowballed down to like I guess everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I don't really know the reason like behind it. I would say I get it, like, but if you're trying to protect certain people or certain eyes from seeing it, they can still look it up. Like, it's not
Right.
like, like sex is access, like, is everywhere at this point. Like, there's no like, if you want to have sex, there's an app for that, or there's a site for that, or
Mm-hmm.
there's a thing that like, we live in the world now where everything is so easy to get. It's like it's
Mm-hmm.
and not to compare sex to fast food, but technically it's kind of like that. There's apps where you want to find out where somebody is down the street and you want to, hook up with them or meet up with them, you can, and go,
Mm-hmm.
do what you got to do. So I'm not really sure why it's like a ban or so. It's kind of weird, especially when people are like educating, like, hey, like, this is how you should do this, or before you
Mm-hmm.
do this act, you should probably use some lube, or maybe you should
Mm-hmm.
probably like properly, sorry, clean yourself prior to,
Right.
or make sure if you are into certain, kinks, like scat play, if that's something that you do, might
Mm-hmm.
want to, test for these things, or, use this type of product, or, things like that. So I'm not really sure why education, or especially around sex, is like, being banned or being shadow banned, which is like weird. But I
Right.
guess like with most things, when people don't really understand it or don't get it, they want to
Mm-hmm.
control it and monetize it, or like say like, or censor it and say, hey, this is not okay because we feel it's wrong. And
Mm-hmm.
by we, I mean, I guess the powers that be in that
Mm-hmm.
particular realm or
Mm-hmm.
so, which doesn't really make sense, because if you're educating somebody or even talking about it, it can help somebody that may be into that. Maybe you may not. I'm not a fan of scat play, but that was an example that I,
That
because
was
like,
just an example.
oh no, please don't. But no kink shaming over here, but not over here at Courtney Yank. I don't, no, can't do that. So sorry.
It's not his cup of tea.
Cup of tea, bourbon, wine, none of
Oh,
it. I
not
can't.
the wine.
Mm-mm,
Okay.
can't.
I'm not even going to define it. Y'all going to have to do your effort and go Google that shit and
Yeah, I
understand
was
what
about
it
to explain
is.
it, but I was like, yeah, that's not.
No,
No.
let them do the work, because they're going to be nosy and they're going to go check. So let them.
Yeah. Make sure
Mm-mm.
you don't eat nothing when you do Google it. It's not appropriate. It's not suitable for work. I forget the acronym for that, but is it is it NSFW?
NSFW.
Come on, see, I ain't that drunk. I know a little bit of sound. I know a little
It
acronym.
is. Yes, yes, you know, a little bit. Yeah, yeah. I did hear about what happened with Pornhub. So what they did was
It's
they took
bad.
down all videos that were not verified, right? Non-verified accounts. Let me be very honest about this. I am definitely a person who watches Pornhub. I've always watched Pornhub. I've always watched my pornos from there, right? It was very disappointing for me to
Listen,
hear what happened. Now, I did hear some rumors. I
okay.
did hear some accounts that, they did this as a form of just like monitoring better, because there were some allegations that there were some
Like,
videos of girls getting raped.
oh,
Those
okay.
videos having been put up. So on that note, I totally see
Okay.
where they stepped in to monitor these
Okay.
things and to take certain actions in regulating it.
Okay.
I just don't know if that makes sense to this new, I don't want to call it an attitude. What is it, like a movement into censoring sexuality or sexual education, is what I'm saying. I feel that when you are purposely going to shut down an Instagram page of a business
Mm.
that sells toys and education, that sells classes, or you're trying to shut down, or you're not allowing someone, for sexual essentials, for example, they won't allow her to go on live because of certain content that she puts up there, but it's education, it's
Yeah.
informative. So for me, it's like, at some point, and I talked about this 2 episodes ago about the body shaming and what's
Yeah.
acceptable online for body and what we view. And I do believe there's a time and a place for everything. But because I do believe there's a time and a place for everything, I know what pages I'm choosing to go follow to learn what from. I
That's
am
it.
going to these pages for the purpose of empowerment on sexuality, empowerment as a safe space to discuss these things. It's like I said, informative, and it's resourceful for me as someone who does, in essence of the name of this freak like me, I appreciate what I'm learning there. Like, I'm getting a little bored with my toys right now. Like, I want to see which one suits me best for my enjoyment and my personal entertainment.
But I think it's not so, which is really weird. It's not every page. It's only certain ones. Because how can I put this and not sound like, it's only certain pages.
No, just say it. Don't sound like, no, say it.
Oh yeah, fuck it. So the ones who have a certain level of like notoriety or like a following or so, or that they're the main reason why a platform is performing the way it is, in a sense, they're not being censored. You never see, and again, no shade to anybody I'm speaking about, but you never see the likes of, let's say, for example, like I guess I could say Black China. Black China promotes her OnlyFans on her page on the daily.
All the time. Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, she may get some flex sometimes, but it's very, very rare. But the smaller pages who are trying to get that same level of, I guess, recognition. Sorry, wine. Are getting shadow banned or like having their content removed or reported. And that doesn't really seem like a fair sweep. Now, I'm not comparing anybody of saying, okay, you're on the same, platform as this person. Because, of course, I don't know her story, but I know that she worked hard for where she was, whether it's, whether you like her or not, Black China, she is who she is. She's going to be who she's going to be.
Yeah.
But I feel like the little guy is always getting the shit into the stick, which is like, why? Because for me, I'm not checking Black China's page to figure out how to do whatever. No, I'm going to go to the people who, who are more accessible, who will respond, because those people who are so on this level of like high up like they're not looking at your comment. I mean, or like they're not doing that. They're not about to sit here and say, "Oh, send me a DM and we'll talk about it." Like, like for example, Ms. D with your platform, you're like, "Oh yeah, I got the vaccine. Send me a DM." They're not doing that, and they're not getting censored because that's what they get paid. Like they're getting paid to post whatever it is, whether it's a fucking flat tummy tea that nobody's going to drink, but they're going to buy it because it's you. They're buying into your brand, which again, there's no hate in that. I'm just saying, let's call it what it is.
Yes,
the little guys are not. The little guys are getting the shit into the stick because it's not making the platform the money that they wanted. So they're pretty much making an example out of you by saying we're going to censor you because who are you? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, there's not like if we ban you, there's not going to be an uproar or of people not using our site because who are, like, in their mind, who are you? On the grand in the picture of, like, the grand scheme of things, it's like, oh, it doesn't matter. But they're trying to, if it's going to be a sweep of sex for it should be for everybody. Like, it shouldn't just be like just for you or just for this person here. Like, I shouldn't be able to see your nipples on my page, even though I love a good tit.
Right.
As a gay man, I do. I enjoy some breast. And I'm not talking about chicken. No. But it's wonderful, both chicken and the actual, both are great. But it should be across the board. But as we know, we live in a society where it's not equal across the board. So it's probably never going to be unless we actually, support our sex workers or people who, are in sex ed. And I don't think it's enough of that because it's still kind of taboo. Even talking about it is still like, oh no, don't do that. But they're not. It's just, I feel like it should be across the board, but it's never going to be that way until like there's like a change in how they view that particular, I guess, avenue or space on the internet.
Right. Absolutely. And I'm glad you brought up the whole the supporting the sex workers. I actually went a little under a year ago to the pop-up shop that they had here in New York City for sex workers. Oh, cool. And it was definitely, it shined light on the dangers that it is for them, because here they are working within sex work, and it's not necessarily respected. It's still taboo to talk about it. A lot of people don't see them to even be human or have rights, or that this is actual work, right? And so I went there to support. And when I think about when you have companies like Instagram, Facebook, or what have you, shadow banning or just flagging or bringing down pages of sex workers, of sex companies, sex driven, sex education, who are trying to earn a living, who are trying to do things very transparently and upfront and in a safe space, and you're bringing them down. It kind of goes with what this culture is about: no respect to sex workers and no respect to the reality is that sex education does not just start in high school or junior high school and end there. Sex education fucking continues. That's the bottom fucking line. It does. And yes, we think about it then as, oh my God, these are the STDs. Oh my God, protect yourself. Cool, no problem. But shit, times change. People grow the fuck up. We're adults. You're not just going to keep me as a 35-year-old woman stuck in my mind frame of when I was 15.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's other things that I should be able to embrace my sexuality, not be censored on it or scrutinized for it. And I should be able to continue to learn about it.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense. I agree. Because when I had sex ed, I don't even remember the class. I just know it was like, this is dumb. And I pretty much, this may sound so like, but I learned all the things about sex like as I went through life. I was going to say on the street, but that sounded kind of like in the back alley, and I don't want to sound like that.
When I tuned in to watch porn, I am more of an ASMR type of woman.
We talked about this with her. I like the sounds.
We sure did. I like the sounds.
sounds.
And so that's really why I tuned in. To be very transparent, and I could share this with Court, and I could share this with y'all. I am so much into the ASMR that I absolutely voice record myself when I'm handling myself.
We already discussed this. We already talked about this a while
Absolutely.
ago.
And then I play it back. Fuck out of here. I do, because that's exactly why I tune into the Pornhub or the pornography. It's mostly for the sound, to set my stage. I have no problem whatsoever embracing my own body and taking care of my own business. But even then, it's like those little things, it's still so censored. It's like, you're not supposed to fucking talk about it, or, women are just, and not just women. No, let me be honest. There's men too. There are men who are sex workers who really have a living out of this. They're men with their wives who are sex workers who have an entire company. And this is on not some nasty shit. This is a legit partnership, and they're still being shadow banned, and they're still being brought down in flags and like scrutinized. And it just really pisses me off, because under the sex workers umbrella, something that I'm working towards to get on the show is a burlesque dancer. Burlesque dancers fall under that as well.
That'd be dope.
Like, and it's like, yo, they're just fucking dancing. It's art. It's how they express themselves. And so to see a lot of that happen, it's just really, it's not anymore annoying, nor is it disappointing. At this point, it's just become very disgusting to me, to be honest with you.
Question, just really quick.
Yeah.
Because I'm going places in my mind. Now,
Okay.
are the pages that are being shadow banned? And I was trying not to take it there, but
Yeah.
non-Caucasian folks.
Majority, yes.
And that's what it is.
Absolutely.
Because let it be anybody else of the light hand side, not the skin folk. There's no problem because of the way it's viewed. It's viewed as art. It's viewed as something that's like, oh my God, it's so innovative. And it's like, no, she stole that from somebody. Like, let's be very clear. Like, this has been happening for a while, but because you see somebody, with a darker skin tone, it looks a little bit better under the lights, to be honest.
Absolutely.
And they, they're showing it for their community, whether they be Latino or be African American, whatever the case may be, or Asian. It's just, it doesn't fit their standard of what art should be.
So let me be honest. I mentioned her because she is like the one that I could say is under the Caucasian category, Lena the Plug. But I just think they're just coming after her just because she has been categorized as a porn star, which I also don't agree with. I think it's disturbing. She is essentially an actress. I don't give a fuck what her activity is. She's a whole brand. And so it's just disturbing that they're coming for her for that piece too, because I mean, come on, are you coming after all porn stars at that point, or is it just your favorites? Who are you coming after?
The ones they like, the ones that kind of give them. That's not even.
It's right. Hey, that's what it is.
You
hit on all the points.
Let me throw that out. The ones that are not giving them any kind of like mouth back.
Exactly.
Or any kind of like advances. Not saying anybody's doing that, but what I'm saying is the ones they have like dealings with, like whether it's promotions or backdoor deals, whatever the case may be. Anybody you're making money with, you're not gonna ban them because it hurts you as a partnership. Come on,
Right.
that's how it works.
Right. Like, I'm going to be very transparent about something. I am someone who likes to do research and likes to find where I can support, where I could put my coins or my time and my energy, right? And as a creator with a podcast, I am very I'm very insightful as to who I want to bring on the show. And I'll be very honest with you, when it comes to sex workers, I don't see a lot of my own people in that area. And it's my greater concern with that, with the Latino community, is that because of so much of our cultures being so scrutinizing about us embracing our sexuality, or God forbid a woman does that, I feel like a lot of them are not even going into that space when they actually can, when there are some amazing, very beautiful artistic dancers who can actually go into the sex worker space of art. And it's a beautiful thing to see them in that space, but I just don't see too many of my own people. And so when I don't see that, it's more concerning to me that it's that censorship bullshit.
Right.
It's, like, oh, we can't do that. Back in my day, I'm going to say her name. Not back in my day. I'm not that fucking old. Child.
No.
Back in my mom's day, she would talk about this a lot. And my sister too. There was a lady, dancer, very like burlesque like, and she was very sexual and would come out on TV with her titties out, ass out, thighs out, and they used to call her Iris Chacon. That was her name, and she was like, oh my God, like holy shit. There was a whole novela in the Spanish culture where there was a professional business suit tie guy, and he was in love with a burlesque dancer. And oh my God, he was trash because she was a piece of shit. You know what I mean? So it's all that shaming of sex workers that I find it that in my culture, in the Latino community, it's still not welcoming and it's still not embracing. They don't see sexuality as an opportunity for education. And so like we can be allowed to embrace, me as a Spanish woman, to embrace my sexuality without anyone having commentary about, oh, Daisy's a hoe, because that has definitely come up. It's come up. It's come up, and it's like, oh my God, don't share that on your show. Like, what are people gonna think? I was like, what the fuck do you mean? What are people gonna think? I could give two flying fucks.
Right, and it's my life. I can say what the fuck I want to say on my platform.
You know what I mean? But it's because of the culture shit, and I just see it a lot, and I just wish there was a little bit of more embrace to it. And kudos to everyone that is embracing their sexuality and their ability to sexually educate. They've been struggling so much. And it's disturbing that they are not given the same respect or the same regard to just having a livelihood.
Right.
It's disgusting, to be honest with you.
Listen, agreed. Come on, you said that, Miss D. You better come through with a word.
I need them. I need them to be supported.
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced anyone ever trying to censor you?
Have you seen me? Yes. Most definitely. So, well, if you guys have not guessed, if you haven't heard my voice before, know who I am. I date men. I'm not really sure why. At this point.
What do you mean why? I'm still trying to figure out why I still date them, but okay.
Yeah, they give me a headache. But I'm also a man. But I just don't understand why I do this to myself. I was gonna get a girlfriend, top of 21, but I was like, no, it's not gonna work. Okay. I know me, and my elevator doesn't go up to those levels with women. I mean, I appreciate, like I said, I appreciate a good breast, and I've seen the naked female, naked woman body in all the forms, wet, dry, on the beach, off the beach. This is what it is. It's like chicken. Okay. Say I like chicken.
Like chicken.
We love a flat over here. Anyway, sorry. I'm hungry. I ate already, I promise. So yes. So I would say definitely people are either have dated or I say try to get to know and try to censor me in the sense where it's like, don't talk about that. Meaning I speak about sex all the time, not in a like a raunchy way, but I'm a vivid advocate of letting my girlfriends know, hey, suck some dick. It's great. For example, my best friend got engaged yesterday to one of the hosts of the Cool Nurse podcast, Mike. We're like family, and I'm like, yeah, girl. So he gave you a ring. Suck some dick tonight.
Yes.
Sorry, I don't care
what
you're doing.
That's what you do.
Suck some dick tonight. Like that's what you got to do. This is what it is. But definitely have been tried to be censored or tried to have censorship over like things I wear, what I say.
Mm.
There is a photo. I'm not sure if you've seen it. A photo on my Instagram page when I was promoting the show of me like I'm laying on the ground, but I have like it's actual like it's HOTT Icebreaker vinyl that I'm holding, but
Yes.
I'm holding the like how like it's like that meme of like Chandler was like his favorite album, he's holding it. That was kind of the idea of this of the photo, but I have on these little tiny shorts. But again, I've worn those out before with no problem. It is what it is. And I think it's because a lot of times in the gay community, for some reason, they kind of put this like I can't know what to call it. Like I'm not double standard, but like this heterosexual normative, like this heterosexual narrative on like what we should be. So the more, I don't want to say masculine or feminine, the more dominating personality is supposed to be like, present a certain way. And when you are more feminine or whatever the case may be, or may have like a certain way about you, it's like, okay, well, you can't do this. And it's like, why? Well, if you did it, I can do it too. So a bunch of times I've definitely have dated men who were like, yeah, you can't do that or say that. And it's like, wait, what do you mean? This is who I am, and I have a very like flirty personality. I flirt with pretty much everybody. But it's not, I don't really think about it. It's just how I am. I don't even know like why. It's just what I do. So it's like, I think the people who tried to censor me were very insecure with themselves, and they were trying to, I guess, in their own way, keep me in that light to themselves. So I have people like wonder about me. But I think in that particular instance, whatever, they were trying to keep me in this like certain like light where they didn't want they didn't want people to know that I was, as you would put, a freak, or whatever the case may be, or like I did or I spoke about sex in a way where it was like, oh, casual convo, cause that's me. Like,
cause that
it's like, hey, you record yourself having sex, Daisy, me too. Like, that's like we bond over certain things. It's like everybody has sex, so why can't we talk about it? Now I'm not gonna say at Christmas dinner with your mom, let's talk about sucking dick. Like, no.
I mean, I have totally discussed over dinner with my mom.
Really?
I'll be honest.
I mean, well, no. I mean, yes, but
I mean, like,
if we're talking about it, then yes, I'm going to do it. But I'm not going to be like, yo, so if I did before we got over here, I sucked up. Like, no, like I'm not going to do that.
Oh no, I've arrived home and she's like, oh, you just got in. I'm like, yeah, it was a busy night. Ugh.
No, but
like
with your mom, right? Like with your mom. That's different with your mom. Like with like your partner's mom.
I mean, I got caught a few times by that.
That's different. It's not like why were you guys late? Like, oh, I was sucking dick. Like, wait, no.
No, I have to say with like 1, 2, 3.
Not coming.
With three of them that I had to think back. With 3 of them that I was anywhere around like their parents, or maybe 1 or 2 was very like free, like me.
Yeah.
And so she'll be like, oh,
hey, what's going on? Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, kind of like that. So that was a little bit comfortable. I don't necessarily need it, but I'm totally prepared that if I encounter someone who is not that like open to it, like I'm gonna have to like be a little bit like
scale it back a little bit.
I gotta scale it back.
But it can't be from the person that you're with. Like that's the, like to me that it just makes the experience like, if I can't talk to you like and we're just talking and somebody happens to come up about whatever, I'm not gonna be like, oh no, how about those Giants? I don't fucking watch sports. No, I'm talking about fucking. I'm talking about fucking. That's like, listen, what kind of lube are you using? I'm using this.
Like,
what kind of toys?
Balls here?
Yeah, what kind of toys do you like? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got a couple toys. And speaking of toys, I lost my charger to my toy. I'm so sad.
Oh my god.
I'm so like I don't know where it's at. I think somebody may be hiding it from me, but it's not in the box, and I'm so sad. I'm like, it's dead. I try to there's a remote to it. I can't even.
Really?
I can't even use it.
You have a whole remote? I don't do remotes.
Well, yeah, no, because the way this, it's a little, yeah. It needs a remote to it.
So first of all, I appreciate you being so transparent about the censoring shit, because I've definitely dealt with that too. And that's why I wanted to ask about it. I've dealt it again. time and a place for everything.
Yes.
Granted, I'm going to take ownership that maybe there were some places where I probably should have been careful with what the fuck I said. There are times that I've been more conscious of it. However, and I'm going to go deeper into this, into the overdose. Not so deep here, but I will say this. Throughout the years, I have come to realize, and it's been revealed, that people who claim that they accept you don't really accept you.
Okay.
They claim they fuck with you, and they like, you know, you're so blunt, you're so straightforward, you're so direct, you're so, Daisy is a sexual person. She feels comfortable in her own skin to be that way, or to be even educated or informative in that sense. And then it's kind of like they're giving you the side eye, or they really don't support, who you are and what you are. Like, behind your back, they're talking about you. And so that's definitely come to light for me recently. And I'll go a little bit deeper into this in the overdose. But the censoring thing is a huge problem to me, because that is actually the reason why I started this show. It is because I felt like in the spaces where I was being silenced.
Right.
And I felt like there were things I wanted to say comfortably. And what better way to do it than with a microphone and a whole podcast? Exactly. You know what I mean? Why not just talk about it so freely? You know, it's not a bad thing. It's not a horrible thing. It's not like I just feel like there's just so much negativity to it. And I'm not saying I'm going to change everybody's mind, but at some point, if you can sit there and love your body and see it as a temple, then you should be able to love everything your body can do and feel.
Right.
Okay, that's it. That's all this is for me. And so I really wanted to dive into that, because it hurts me that people are being shadow banned, people who are working hard,
right,
and who I absolutely plan to support. But yes, great diving into this topic of censorship with sexuality.
Yeah,
we are, yes, and I got hot too. I want to go into the double or nothing segment. Bust it and cook that. Okay, so keeping it raw on another dose. Okay, this is the segment where we just, we're gonna trigger some people.
Okay.
Are all women, or just anybody who's trying to keep a man, supposed to or is expected to cook to be of value? What is your thoughts on this?
The live that started it all. This is the reason why we even have me on the show. Miss D had a live, I believe, a few days ago, and we had some talks. So no.
Okay.
Just flat no. Not everybody's a cook. Like my friend here, she's not a cook. No. She may cook sometimes, but not all the time.
No, right.
She does other things. So that sounded so dirty. I'm sorry.
So dirty. He means I do other things, like in general.
Like work, like have a job, like things like that. And she's a mom. And that's a job in itself, because we had to do Common Core math, and it was not.
We was trying.
Yeah, on the live.
Shout out to Court. He was trying to do math with me. It was pretty difficult.
And listen, math. Oh no. But back to the topic at hand. Yes. I feel like no, you're not. You shouldn't be expected to do something that is not in your wheelhouse. Should you be like willing to like learn and compromise? Absolutely. Because when you're with somebody, I'm not saying cook for everybody you date, because you don't need that. We here for one thing. Some things you just know, like we're just here to do and go, and I'm here for a good time, not a long time, and that's perfectly fine. But the certain qualities that are, I guess, that we put on people, like in reference to like cooking or cleaning, whatever the case may be, or whatever the domestic values may be for you, they may not fit the person that you are pursuing. So that means that, especially if you're going to, like, you actually are being serious, you have to, pick up where the person may lack. And you can't make them feel bad for that. Because I'm not going to lie, I'm not really a cook. I cook sometimes. But am I supposed to cook every day? No. If we have a discussion on it and we're like, hey, like, this is what I need you to do. Cool. I had somebody I was dating, we lived together, and it was he worked overnight, so I would make sure I hated it, but I would get up hours before I had to go to work, and I would cook, because when he got home or when he got off of work or before he went to work, he wanted to eat. I understood that, because you get hungry, okay, but every day wasn't happening, Captain. fend for yourself. But he knew that on the days where we had like we had to understand it's about communication. And I don't think that you not having certain, the certain desires. Who wants to cook every day? Like, nobody. Like, I didn't want to cook today, but I did because I had to eat. It's like, you either starve or you figure it out. So I don't feel like you're required or you have to have like these like domestic life skills. You can pay some bills. If you can have a decent conversation, if you are a good person and you don't mean me any harm, like we can rock. But if you happen to be a culinary, arts person, cool, hit me up. I like food. But I'm not expecting you to come through with having nobody's gonna have everything on your list. Like that's unrealistic. And you're gonna be single forever. If you're like, oh, she gotta do this, she gotta do. No, it's not gonna happen. And you have to be if you're able to do the cooking, sir or madam, to be inclusive or they, um, just meet that person where they are and communicate that with them. Like, hey, I would like you to do this more often, even though you don't. Let's try to do it together because making things like a activity or like a partnership makes things more fun to do. Like when you do things with your friends, it's like, oh, I like that. But doing it with somebody that you are like not in love with, because we're not trying to do that. But if you are in love with a person, that's perfect. Love is great. But when you bring somebody else in and kind of say, hey, like let's do this together because I like this or my favorite meal is this. I don't mind cooking a meal that you like, but every day is a little bit of a stretch. We're not doing that over here.
Yeah.
No.
No, I'm with you.
No.
I definitely felt some type of way that day when I was on the IG
Yeah, you were
Live.
upset.
and the reason why is because I don't think they'll be mad at me, but I'll say it. My very amazing brothers have this commentary and this thought to constantly be like, oh, well, did you cook or did you learn how to cook or did you do this or did you do that? And it's like, I always come back to them with the whole, I'm busy doing my job, or I'm busy with my podcast, or I'm busy being a mom, or I'm busy handling this, or I'm busy handling that. And it's not to discredit anybody else who is able to come home after a long day's work. And if they have a side hustle and they are parents and they still have time to cook, it's not to knock that. It's just for me, I know where I feel like I want to do things and I enjoy doing things. And so my goal is, and this is a goal, and I don't think there's anything wrong with this. If I can come across a man who wants to, because that is currently my preference, who wants to be with me, wants to be in this space, right? And he can cook, then he's going to be in charge of the fridge and the stove. That could be his whole temple right there. That could be his. I won't touch it. What knives do you need, sir? What do you need? I will get them all for you. Let this be your kingdom right there. If that's where you feel like it's your space, get it. Do it. And I will not complain. I will enjoy every meal you cook for me. Like I'm just at that space where it's like I don't, if we're gonna go back to censoring, right? And this whole like, oh my God, it's so bad for women to do this or for men to do this, right? And we're thinking about gender roles. Like, I'm just at the point where it's like, why is it always so expected for a woman to have to know how to do this to be able to keep or get a man? Do you know what I mean? Like, because if I'm gonna be very honest, and I'm not salty and I'm not bitter, it's just a fact. I was once married. I once cooked all the fucking time. And he still did his dirt. So it doesn't guarantee things. When things are going to go left, they go left. When things don't work out, they just don't work out. The fact that you cook 5 out of the 7 days out of the week does not guarantee that your man, your partner, is not going to go fuck someone else if he chooses to do that. You know what I mean? So for me, it's kind of like, I've just reached the point to just really feel like, what the fuck? It's like, if I'm too sexual, it's a problem, right? If a wife isn't sexual enough, it's a problem. So I'm confused. I should not be too sexual as a single woman because then I'm a hoe. But as a wife, I'm supposed to be all the way fucking sexual in the bedroom.
But the thing
and I'm supposed to be able to cook.
We don't give the same like spiciness to men.
Who?
Because the only reason that I am the way that I am is because I was the only child for 10 years. I'm very, very selfish. I hate sharing my food, and I'm spoiled. Like, I was everybody's favorite nephew, like I'm everybody's favorite. Like, and that's just how I was. That's my ego, and I still at almost 31 believe and thrive in that. But when I had a little sister, and when you have a sister, it's a little different. You got to treat them like, it's my, that's my baby. I love her. She's 21 now, which I cannot believe. We're 10 years apart. But I had to, up until that point, I wasn't really given the basic life skills thing. Like, I knew how to, like, wash my clothes and do that, but I wasn't. Nobody was teaching me how to cook a meal. It was like, here goes some packet of ramen, put it in the microwave, put it on the stove. That's your basic how to survive. Nobody was giving me that. But when I was thrown in the environment to take care of not only this little person, because my mom had to work. She didn't have, babysitter. What is that? No, you got a brother. He's here. And that's when it was kind of like, okay, you have to learn how to do this, like how to change a damn diaper and how to do X, Y, and Z, and not just say, here, mom, baby's crying. Like, so up until, like, society doesn't teach boys to become a well-rounded man. So they're expecting their woman or the person or their man that they choose to complete them. You got to come complete before you even get over here. Because you can't expect me to be like, sometimes, like, especially in this space, like, if we are dating, I'm going to talk about you on my podcast. I'm sorry. Ooh. So a lot of people, my secret boyfriend, shout out to him. Secret boyfriend. Hey, how you doing? He listens to this.
Hi, secret boyfriend.
Hey, shout out to him. In the very beginning of our podcast, he would be upset because a lot of my Raggedys, if you listen to my show, they were about him. He borrowed my car once and had an attitude that I wanted my car back. I'm like, yo, bro, like, I'm at work. And again, I'm spoiled. So when I ask for something, I want it to be done. Yeah. And again, it was impossible what I was asking him to do, but in my mind, it wasn't. Right. So I think in that particular, like, regard, so we don't give men that space to, like, learn this. Like, how about you cook? Right. But it's always on the woman or the more or the less masculine presenting person to be this domesticated homebody, homemaker every day. We don't live in the world that that your mom or your father grew up in. We live in a total different age where it's like, I can have my own fucking money without a man or without a partner. I don't need a partner to be completely me. And I think that a lot of people don't understand that. And the person that's for you is going to be for you. Flaws and all. So it's a partnership. Exactly. It's not just all on you, because how can you do, if you do all these things, great. But ask yourself, did you really want to do that? And I'm not really, a fan of doing what I don't want to do. Like, I thoroughly enjoy everything I do. Right. I give service with a smile. And I said it how I said that, and take it how you want to take it. I thoroughly enjoy all the things I do to this person. Shout out to him.
All the time. No, you're right. And honestly, like, this is in everything. Like,
everything you do.
You ever heard the concept of when a person fucking drains you? It's usually not so much that they drained you, it's because you're tired. Like, you just don't want to. Also, so you feel drained. You feel fucking parched as fuck. Like, I'm dehydrated. I'm about to take a sip too. I'm being a little shady. I'm not gonna lie. I'll go into it in the overdose. But but yeah, and my thing is this. Hold on.
I got to swallow.
My thing is this. Ooh. Okay. My thing is this.
What happened? I had to swallow. Sorry. I didn't want to swallow on the mic.
I totally did. I have no shame in my swallowing. But I have no shame. Period. But my thing is this, like, so if you're a man who could cook that steak and that shrimp for me with some veggies, maybe some brown rice, have my wine ready, and you love carrying up and down those damn laundry bags, I'll do the laundry. I don't care. You don't got to go do it. I'll do it. You like to take out the trash? Cool. Like, there's very limited stuff that I would want you to do because I don't want to do it. And it's all a fucking compromise. I don't think it diminishes my value as a person or as a woman. I'm just so tired of the whole gender rolling. And the reason why I bring this up is because this is the part that I'm gonna
Dying
get
to say.
into, because
Yes.
I just said it, right? When
Mhm.
I'm single and I'm too very sexual, like I'm a hoe, but if I'm a wife, I'm expected to never lose that sexuality and keep
Right.
my husband happy, right?
Right.
Lori Harvey.
The
I'm
goat.
just going to say her, right?
Mhm.
And it just happens to be that today when we're recording, the Shade Room, shout out to the Shade Room, and that Drake picture that they tried to cover, but I found the real one and I saw his print. So shout out to the Shade Room. That was beautiful. Oh, Poppy was beautiful.
Amen.
Lord. Okay. The Shade Room posted pictures today of Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey on vacation, and they look so fucking happy, and they look like they're having a really good time.
Mhm.
And the reason why I bring her up is because, okay, I don't know what this woman does for a living. I don't think she does anything for a living. I think she's like, Steve Harvey's daughter, and that's just what it is, right? If I was Steve Harvey's daughter, I wouldn't do shit for a living either, to be honest with you.
Period.
I mean, what the fuck? But the problem that I'm having with what's happening to this young woman is because, first of all, she broke a lot of women's hearts because she took their man, I should say that, including my best friend. Shout out to my best friend. She was devastated.
Oh wow.
But
Sorry.
they have her as, oh my gosh, she's a hoe because she jumps from man to man. And the reason why I have a problem with that is because what the fuck and what exactly is this young 20-something-year-old woman supposed to do with her life? Is she supposed to just commit to one man? Is she supposed to be married already? Like, what are her expectations of her? Like, she's single. She doesn't have a ring on of none of these men, okay? That she's dated. It appears to me like she's been following her dad's recommendations of the 90-day rule, probably, in dating. Think like a man. And when she's done. And she goes on to the next one.
Right.
Are we what world are we living in? Like, I mean, to your opinion, like, is she behaving like what a hoe is? I mean, what is a fucking hoe? Help me here, because I don't understand.
I think
there's a pitch to my tone because I'm upset.
Yeah, I think hoe is subjective.
Okay.
To me, because sometimes I can be a little hoe-ish, hoe adjacent, hoe recommendation. I don't know. Use a word here. Insert hoe. Picture of me. I don't know, but I just feel like at 24. She's doing what you're supposed to do at 24. Like, there's no, I feel like what happens is, and it's, I'm sorry, man, it's very misogynistic of you all the time. Because she's dating. If she wasn't famous, we wouldn't know who the fuck she was dating. Prime example, I don't post anybody on my social media at all. I did when I was younger and had a very, very traumatic experience with the fallout of that situation from that man. It wasn't fun. It wasn't good. It's like living in a fishbowl. I can only imagine being like, you're on vacation, people are taking photos of you in the water. Why do you guys care so much? And at 24, she's just dating men. Nobody said she was, even if she did have sex with all of them, they were her boyfriends at the time, or somebody that she was actually dating. And at 24, I can only tell you how many people I've slept with at 24. I'm 30. I'll be 31 again. I keep saying this because it's really scary to me. But I can count on two hands how many people I've slept with in my years of having sex and dating. It's like 10. But had I did what Lori Harvey was doing at 24, I probably would be over the 10, because I didn't do that. At 24, I was very much still in a relationship with somebody that didn't work out. Then I had a whole side nigga. It was just not. I was out here.
Yeah. I was coming out of celibacy post-divorce.
Oh, wow.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
At that age, like, you know what I mean? She's doing everything people should be doing at 24. Of course, safely. I think she's doing it safely. She hasn't gotten pregnant that we know of.
Because when she was dating Future, I was like, I don't know, sis.
I was concerned.
I was a little concerned. I was like, oh no.
I was concerned, but you know what she did there, and no shade to Joey, because I love her. I love her as a dancer, as a creative. No shade to her or to any one of Future's baby moms. But I think Lori proved the point that nowadays, and I'm going to say it, I'm going to be ballsy enough to fucking say this shit.
Right.
Someone who has been pregnant through birth control, because birth control has failed me, okay? I think she proves that it is possible these days to not get knocked up. You know, whether that is because she's been on birth control, whether it is because she's not fucking them long enough, whether it is because she uses condoms, whatever the case may be. She didn't come out pregnant out of that. She has yet to come out pregnant out of anybody she's been allegedly dating or rumored to be dating, right?
Right.
And I just feel like I see her so happy now. Like what I see in pictures, and this is paparazzi pictures, it looks like. She looks like she's having a really good time. And I think she's just living her life. And I'm going to say her name. You know, and I pray for her every day because she is a single mom. They killed her baby's father. Angela Simmons. Angela Simmons was publicly known to have lost her virginity at a later age, right?
Right.
She had a partnership. She had a relationship. She ended up with a baby, right? And then sadly, she was no longer with his dad. But most importantly, sadly, the baby's father was killed. He was murdered. There's no guarantee on what your behavior is supposed to be and at what age for you to know how your life is supposed to be or if it devalues you or doesn't. Like Angela Simmons seems to be an amazing mother, also born into wealth. Okay, we know who her parents are, who her father is.
Right.
Okay, look her up, guys, so you know exactly who I'm talking about.
Okay.
Like, I just don't see why there's just so much scrutiny to anybody living their best life, whatever their best life looks like, and whatever it is that they're doing. You know what I mean?
Right. But then it's also like, what is a hoe? Like,
and then it's that. Because are we defining men as that?
No, we're not.
Okay.
Oh, question for you. I have a question, Daisy. You just
Go
hold
ahead.
on. Let me just hold on real quick.
Take that sip.
Hey, take a big sip of that. Anyway.
That's right.
So, question for you. As I mentioned earlier when I was speaking on the last segment. So, if you right now you're currently like at 24, right? Like Lori's 24, and you now, right? If you met a guy tomorrow, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm a virgin."
Okay.
And you're like, "Okay, cool." Now, you guys are like, you guys start dating, whatever, or you guys start entertaining each other. Is a virgin okay for you? Like,
I don't mind that. If you are a virgin, you're telling me up front, like, listen, I'm a virgin. I've never had this. Like, for one, at that point are you asking me to be your teacher? Because let me be honest with you or something,
professor.
Okay? If he, no, so I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna get real Spanish right now, okay? And I'm probably gonna link this song. By the way, I'm totally linking the songs that we picked, okay?
Oh, please.
But there is a song, okay? Because there's a little spicy Latina in me, right?
Teach me something, teacher. I'm ready.
Oh, there is if some of y'all know I teach Spanish too. Anyway, my point is this. Yes, my point is this. There is a song in the Spanish culture. It's of the genre called bachata. That's that 1, 2, 3 step, right? Yes. And there's a song called Maestra. That means teacher. And he tells her to teach him. And so I've always loved that song. If a man, he's a man, right? If he happens to be a virgin, he's in his 20s, right? And he wants to have that experience. He wants to have the teachings of an older woman. I don't mind that. I have explored with my partners things that they never knew or never tried. And I was their first experience. You know what I mean? So I don't mind that piece. I would never judge someone based on that. You know what I mean? So I'm open to that. If that's where their comfort is with me, then I'll be comfortable with them. That's not a problem at all.
See, you're like part of like the small percentage. Now I agree that I'll be like, I really don't care whether you're a virgin or not. However, how society kind of links, like for example, I know for a fact that my secret boyfriend has he's been out here.
Okay.
Been out here. We talked about it before recently, and I'm like, how many people use like this talking? Because I like to talk about stuff. And, he doesn't have a number, but he knows it's more than 10.
Okay.
More than 20. More than 30.
Okay.
Probably more than 50.
Okay.
And he's older than me. Listen. I like a little older. I'm not sure. I just like him a tad bit older than me, just because people my age, they don't really do it for me. It's not my thing. They give me a headache. And it's like, you want to play a game? I don't have time for this. I think that it doesn't really matter for me, like whether you're a virgin or whether you slept with how many people you slept with. It's like, you're with me or I'm dealing with you now, so it's perfectly fine. But that's not really the majority. And for some reason, I'm not sure why, even in 2021, we still care about body count.
There's a lot of people who do.
Because as long as, like, I know that, like, if you're like a certain age, you definitely been fucking.
Well, yes,
right.
Fucking. I was gonna say that, like, he's older, so.
And then at some particular point, like, especially when I was younger, I don't know what the fuck I was doing. I was just trying to figure it out.
Right.
It was like a trial run. So I may have done it maybe like 3 times with whoever at the moment, but I'm fucking you now. Right. So it's perfectly fine. But I feel like that's not really most people's like mindset. They're so stuck on the number and not a reference to like, so that makes you a hoe. And it's like, but why? Like, she wasn't dating these people like in the same year. And even if she was, that's her prerogative. It's her body. It's her thing. And again, I think that for whatever reason, we don't give that same level of like spiciness to men because it's seen as the thing to do.
I feel like that's where the culture creates that men tend to think that they could just fucking switch up on women all the fucking time and just treat women like shit. Or, let me just be more honest, treat their partners like shit, because it doesn't have to necessarily be just a woman. Let's just keep it all the way real. Okay? There's this culture in some men who just think, nah, I'm done with that person. So, next. But they do it like, it's, what is it, like ego driven maybe? Is it like, I'm the shit, like fuck y'all, like this is just me? You know what I mean? I do think that culture still exists, regardless of what their preference is. And go ahead.
To be even more raggedy on that topic, they'll move on, but still expect you to still be hanging on while they're moving on. It's like, oh, you fuck somebody else? How could you? I haven't talked to you in years. What are you talking about? Like, and again, people who deal with men or whatever the case may be, or just a masculine presenting woman or person or non-binary, whatever. Stop letting people think that whatever your box, whatever your thing is, belongs to them. Like, stop telling people that, because they believe.
All right, so I'm guilty of saying that shit. I mean, me too. But you know what happens is I'm caught up in the moment, and when I'm coming, I say shit. Like, I'm sorry.
I mean, actual factuals, Miss D. Actual factuals. Yes. I am too guilty of that. However, I got a recent message from somebody who I don't even talk to at all, and they know I'm with they know I'm entertaining somebody. They know I've been with somebody for like, it's off and on, but this is the person. And he's like, but don't you won't let me know? Love? Sorry, what are you? No, that was years ago. Like, I love everybody, as I say all the time, but that was for Raggedy of him to be like, hey, can I come see you, or can you come see me? See me to do what? You want to?
No. No. You're doing the right thing.
Like what?
No.
I'm like, no. He's like, oh, I'm gonna stop by. Stop by where? I'm not. No, we're not doing that. But I feel like I gave him access to me in that way at that time, where he felt like it was like an all access pass, and it's like, no, stage is closed. We're not performing for you anymore. But in his mind, because he felt like he was that confident in his abilities, which was really not that great. So this is my toy.
Yes.
I lost the charger too. So the person who hit me up, it was kind of like this. Now she gets the job done. Small.
Yes.
It's giving micro penis. However, this gets the job done for me. Now this is what we're currently like working with, okay?
Yes.
This is 11 inches, and it's a lot. Now, secret boyfriend, he's not really this length and girth, but it's somewhere close to this.
Closer,
okay?
Yeah.
So, like Goldilocks taught me back in the day, you gotta try all the porridge to make sure it's yours. Yes. And sometimes it's too hot, too cold, but this one right here, it's Claire would say from relationships, it's chef kiss. It's just right, okay? That's what my pot says. But
shout out.
No, so. But he doesn't really have the technique or the abilities to play on the field I want to play on anymore. And I don't like that.
I feel you, and I'm going to blame the Overdose on court for opening this whole Pandora's box on me, because I was trying to see how I was going to say this, but I was going to say it. Because these days, we can only go by what they show us, right?
And what you showing me with some Raggedy? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No. I mean,
sorry.
We're just gonna go right into the Overdose.
It's not my show.
Relevant to this.
I'm sorry.
No, it's relevant to this. It's relevant to this. So on the Overdose, this is the last segment of the show. This has been a little spicy. And this is when we got on it's a raw rant on something that either pissed us off or had us in a great vibe. So before I say my shit, I wanted to know if there was anything you wanted to kind of get off your chest a little bit.
So because this is my friend, shout out to Miss D. I love you. She's so supportive and she's so awesome. And put me in a good mood. Probably not this week, but when it came out and I've been like running it. It's very much so on topic. Jasmine Sullivan's project Hotels. Yes. When I tell you, it spoke to me on so many holos that I play it all the time. And yeah, it put me in a good mood. But I've learned a new tip. Oh. We love a good whole tip. So I learned this from the person I was talking about before with the micro penis. He used to send me songs like we did in the beginning of the show. And it's a song on the project. It's called On It. If you guys have not heard it, please listen to it. But if you want to suggestively but directly say, I want that dick, send that song to whatever person or you may be wanting to fuck on. And they're either going to say a thumbs up or no. My secret boyfriend was pretty much like, so when can you come take a seat? And I said,
oh, yeah.
Soon. So yeah,
I know the song.
He gets my level of freak, and I appreciate it. And he's a nasty.
Yes. So I know the song, and I did actually decide that was definitely going to be a song that would be played when I find my person. Okay, and the reason why I say that, and it's so relevant to the fucking Overdose. And again, I'm blaming this on the wine, and I'm blaming this on court. Okay, guys. I had a tarot card reading a few episodes ago. And yes, I put it on the show, and there was a few things that were revealed.
Yes.
And let me just say this week has been very revealing.
Okay.
There was a part of that show that she said someone from the past would resurface, and that person did. And it was someone who was very, very toxic. And he totally came back and wanted to be friends again and wanted forgiveness. And I'm so sorry I did this. And this is where my level of growth comes in. My level of growth comes in because I said to him, I forgive you. I'm glad you're well, but you and I don't need to be friends. And I shut it the fuck down.
Okay.
And a day and a half later, maybe a day later, I came to find out and reveal that someone who I had been dealing with for some time, someone else who made comments and had negative things to say or had put me in a negative light to other people. Some of those comments were definitely directed towards who I am as a woman, who I am as a person. And sadly for that person, they have officially been categorized. Not that there was any point in time for me where I would say, oh, maybe sometime in the future. No, I already knew this was already a whole other level of toxicity that was just never going to happen again. But I'm very big on something. And the thing I'm very big on is, you know me by now, you should know this, trust and loyalty. I'm very huge on that, of who I keep around my circle or in my circle. The reason why I mentioned the tarot card reader is because I strongly feel, and it's a quick overdose on this, I strongly feel that if you've ever questioned or wondered if you should get one, you should. I don't think that Spirit that day gave me all the answers I needed.
Right.
But I do think everything Spirit sent prepared me for what this week has been.
It gave you a guide.
And it absolutely did. It served its purpose. It was everything that I needed to prepare me for knowing that someone toxic was coming back around.
Right.
Being able to face that head on and putting a stop to it. And then having to find out that someone who I thought I could trust someone who I thought was loyal and that I was able to reciprocate that loyalty to, it was not the case. It was not the case. When someone, and I've said this before in my show, and don't quote me because I've had some wine and I'm probably saying it wrong. But if you've moaned my name, or if I've made you moan, you should not be speaking bad about me or negative about me.
If I made you come.
That part.
More than once.
That part.
In more than one session.
Right.
Twice in 1 week.
Right. Like, there's a certain level in the essence of sexuality that it has to be a certain level of respect,
right?
Especially when you are a frequent flyer. And
come on, words. We like words. Come on now.
I mean, if you are a frequent flyer, if you have a frequent flyer, like, there is a certain level of respect that I think that if we're going to set expectations on women and their roles and what's a hoe and what's not a hoe, or should you cook or should you not cook, if we're going to set these expectations of what's accepted of sexuality or not, well, then guess the fuck what? I have an expectation of you. What have you? Call this overdose, me just like coming for somebody or just sending out a message. If there's a friendly reminder for the concept of loyalty and respect, have respect for yourself first. And then maybe you'll learn how to respect the person you're fucking. And on that note, that's my fucking overdose.
And yeah, there we go. I was about to add some stuff, some little sprinkles on it, but
no, but you could do it. Go ahead.
And another thing, see, in the event that if the opportunity presented itself, you would still jump on it to come over to fuck or to come again. That's fucking raggedy.
Yeah.
Because
raggedy
again. Sex is awesome, and we enjoy. Me and Miss D, I enjoy some sex. I'm probably going to have sex tonight when I hang up when I get off this podcast today. But if you probably not solo with my toys because my charger is gone.
The charger's missing.
And I'm so sad. So now I have to call my secret boyfriend and let him know, hey, I need some dick. But anyway, if you had that, you cannot be talking shit about me to other people because you've been inside my friend. Yeah, my friend.
Yeah.
Or me. And that's raggedy.
And, that's what we're getting here.
You can't be fucking doing that because, especially if your dick is not great. If your dick is not great, sir. And I'm going to make sure I advocate for her to get new dick. Hopefully Instagram does not shut me down and ban me. Because I'm a struggling podcaster out here trying to make a living.
Right. And that's exactly why I said, at this point, I'm saving certain songs. I'm saving certain toys. I'm saving certain tricks. I'm saving certain things.
Ooh.
Because for me, it's just gotten to the point where it's like, nah, y'all are some fucking ungrateful motherfuckers. So y'all not getting any of it. Like, none of the attention, none of it. Like, that's it. Like, if 2020 taught me anything, it's just really seeing fucking people's true motherfucking colors.
Right.
And I'm forever grateful for that shit. And that includes the color of cum. If I'm gonna get real fucking nasty here. Just saying.
Not the clarity of the
yes,
you know what?
The clarity. You saw what I did there, right?
You know what? That's not.
You saw what I did there?
Yeah, my on that note.
Yeah.
This was fun. Let's see. Yeah. We have to have you on the WineDown Crew podcast. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I jumped on the live while I was at work being raggedy. And like, oh, Miss D's on live. I'm going on. And we decided to do this. Yeah.
No, this was amazing. Can you please tell my listeners where they can find you and listen to you?
Yes. So it's Keepinitcourtt. I can't spell it right now because I've been drinking.
It's okay. I'm going to tag
She'll tag it in the bottom of the description of the podcast. I'm 1/5 of the WineDown Crew podcast with me and my 4 friends. Feels like 17 of us, but it's only 5 of us, I promise, where we discuss the raggedy woes of adulthood and, dating and Chad and his boots and, different wines. I will say we are coming back this week, so by the time you guys hear this, we'll already be out. Yes. We don't have a wine of the week because we've been in Zoom. We were supposed to meet in person, but we had a miscommunication, and we met over Zoom, which was not the plan. But so we recorded this week. It's going to be fun. I love my chosen family, so check us out if you like, what you heard here from my crazy ass. I don't really show my my toys on the WineDown Crew podcast because we're not giving sex on the WineDown Crew podcast, but we talk about sex sometimes.
Yes.
Not all the time, but it's a topic of discussion on the show.
Right.
Because we like sex over there too, and sex and wine and music.
They're the reason why I drink. Guarantee.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
Um,
Listen, if you're someone who loves to cook and you are of my preference, kindly slide into the DMs.
Listen,
preferably someone older, or if you are a virgin and you're in your 20s and you need a teacher.
Or you can just slide me a DM, say you heard me on the podcast and you want to get at Miss D. And I am it's gonna be like The Bachelor, but like, you know, on Instagram.
This was so dope. Thank you so much, Court, for coming on this show.
No problem.
Lori, see my platform. You guys already know. This is yet another week and another episode on Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast. I am your host, Misty, and you guys will tune in next week. Bye. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And we are streaming on all platforms. Check us out on Apple and Spotify. And don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. Now let's talk about it.